Hello everyone, my name is Yuta Jazz, and we are going to do a pick a pile about what summer timeline are you on? Also, an expromptu reading that I just thought about today at some point. Yeah, we're gonna pull The Universe Has Your Back Oracle deck. Depending on how this relates for you timeline wise, take it as whatever. Maybe it's talking about the current season you're in if you're watching in the future and it's not summer. Maybe it's about an upcoming summer. But if you're watching it right now and this found you, then it's definitely for you for this summer slash, 2025, June, July, August, maybe even September-ish esque, kinda, because we're in the middle. Actually, we're at the end of June, so take it as you will. Take it as you will. So we have how many piles today? Four? Okay, I feel like it could be five, but I'm also hearing just do four. Today it's only four. So there we go. There we go. So one, two, three, four. Pick whichever one you want, because gonna start flipping it. So pause if you need to pause, and if you don't, then bada beam, bada boom, bada bomb, bada bingo. Okay. So my experiences are a reflection of my internal condition. Happiness is my birthright. And when I accept the love of the universe as my primary teacher, I will always be guided back to the light. And my energy creates my reality. What I focus on is what I will manifest. So there we go. I'm going to start with pile number one, and you choose whichever one is for you. Hello, pile number one. So you chose the card, my outer experiences are a reflection of my internal condition. Huh. There's a lot of like observation and manifestation energy with this pile, as in like how such an interesting vibe and message with this. You're on a timeline where you're realizing how you co-create reality and how consequences work, positive or negative in general. Like, how do these cycles go for you? Maybe you're trying to figure out how moon cycles affect you. Maybe it's a seasonal thing. Maybe it's an astrological thing. Maybe it's just like how does the month progress, or maybe like what do I experience throughout the week on certain weekdays and etc. is kind of like how this practice is coming across. Keeping track and understanding towards the point of manifestation, honestly, like co-creation, reclaiming your own sovereignty and power, and understanding that you're not at the whims of life, but rather you are with life, one with life. You are living, so you're shining in your own way, and there's just like a mechanism you're unlocking with that, honestly. You're figuring out how to illuminate and lighten your bloom as well. So if you're coming out of, I don't know, some type of closet or stagnation or hermithood or caving like period, right? You're going to now notice how your bloom or how you coming out of that is kind of like emphasized because it does feel a little bit important or big. Like, hey world, look at me again or see me again because I am ready to be this version of me. So many cards, no. Sorry, but no. Sorry, but no. Alright. Interesting. Interesting. Three more. Three more. Yeah, so you're open to new possibilities, but you don't really have a plan to follow. You're rather in a place where you're like checking as you go, seeing what it is in the moment instead of like being fixated on the past or the future. You're understanding that like planning will have its own moment in time and importance, but overall, you can kind of just go by what you are currently moving by in yeah, the present, because you don't really need planning anyway, right? Because you're coming out of caving. It's kind of like you're exploring the options and seeing where you're at and figuring out what is the best course of action to have like a peaceful life that you really enjoy that works for you, even if it has movement or excitement. You don't really want to be in your head anymore. You don't want to be planning the future. You don't want to be controlling life all the time. You don't want to be the person that's constantly thinking away and not being presently, just be, that's it, honestly. You're gonna be planning something in the future in terms of something you want to invest into. I kind of feel like it's a home or a house situation or a relationship, something that feels like home. So that's why it's like relationship or housing or whatever, but you're not really starting that journey yet. You're, as I said, overlooking the options and possibilities of you having this experience and where would you actually want to invest your emotions, your time, your money, your focus, your overall like, vibes, where can you start compounding that into something that you can embrace as a feeling of home? It's just kind of like a very dazed, interesting energy at the current moment right now. Like it's very empty. It's very empty. It's a blank page, blank slate, kind of like this card, honestly. So, yeah, I really want more information, but I don't have more information, which is really fucking weird. This is interesting. No, that's it. What the fuck? Okay. I mean, just enjoy this period of time, honestly. Let yourself like experience life for what it is and romanticize the experience that you're currently having because in the future you will have inspiration to move or motivation to create and to think of a life that you really want to like start clicking into. I think you're just testing out the waters of what's possible, what's not possible, where you're at, how you're feeling about it, and what are your options and possibilities. And you're kind of switching up the whole game and how you play it currently. So uh, there's not much to say, interestingly enough. I swear, pile number one just gets shorter and shorter in my channel, on my channel, every single time. Every single time. Can't even start, like, I can't even be digging into this as much as I'd like to. But I hope this was a nice confirmation, honestly. Short and sweet and to the point, pretty clear. Enjoy the summer, have as much fun as you can, and yeah, reclaim your co-creative power. See what happens, Fuck around and find out, but in a good way, not in a taunting type of way. But yeah, thank you so much for spending your time here and getting this reading. I hope only for the best for you and for everything you do and go through. And I guess I'm gonna move on to pile number two and see you next time. Ta-ta. Hello, pile number two. Were you surprised that we're at 8 minutes 33? Because I was. I'm thinking today might be a short and sweet type of video again as well, but that's not a problem. We all are in summertime. We be busy. We can't be spending 40 minutes on a reading no more. It's not those vibes, it's not those times no more, isn't it? But yeah, you got the card. Happiness is my birthright. And honestly, you're on the timeline of reinforcing, re-encouraging yourself and finding out and understanding that happiness is just always a step, an intention, a thought, an emotion away, and that you are completely and totally in control of that choice, that you can always step to a different point or a different feeling or path or like option, anything, decision, and then experience a whole new reality where happiness as your birthright is being proven and shown to you reoccurringly. It is an energy of like having to act on it and take it on and get into it instead of just like letting happiness find you. It's more like, where do you make it happen? How do you make it happen? Where do you speak it into existence? What do you take ownership over it? How do you integrate it into your subconscious and conscious understanding as like an identity, personality, or character within your life, but also within yourself in whole as well? I feel a lot. What the fuck? God damn it, what the fuck? Oh, well, that explains it. That fucking explains it. It's interesting how long that took to happen. I had the volume button pointed down, so that's why that crashed, but I don't know. I'm not gonna edit this out because I cannot be bothered. Yes, there we go. I don't know if you have something in your head by that point or whatever, and it was like a confirmation, take it on, because honestly, glitches in videos for me usually mean something. So, you do you on that, and if not, then not. But yeah, you're honestly learning how to take your own influence and power and presence and input towards the things you want and really truly living and expressing it. I think there's been a lot of shyness in the past and a lot of difficulty taking what you want, but also making it real and not in a, obstructive or very authoritarian or blunt type of way. It's just kind of like understanding your worth and deservingness and having like a voice and a point towards your own happiness and how that occurs in your life. It's weird. You have a few aspects floating around with that. Your emotions are like, I don't know, a little bit of the story, but mostly I think it involves people. I don't know how it involves people, but I don't know, maybe you're working your friend groups or cha the roles are changing there, or maybe you're in general like reworking your friends lists in whole in general as well, because I can see three people and I can then see your emotions kind of being like half and half on it. Maybe you don't want to be fully invested. Maybe there's some feelings you need to recognize and assess with these people. Maybe in general you need more emotional understanding and proper response. Yeah, there's a lot of wondering of like how to connect on this aspect with others. There's also a lot of mistrust there, and it's literally figuring out all of those moving parts for yourself in terms of like what does it take to be happy? Because I deserve it and I'm gonna start making it true and right because I just I don't know, I can't stand what I had. I might as well just do something new, right? All right, so yeah, I mean, it's being reaffirmed, honestly. You are using energy, intuition, and like some clear senses. Even if you're not spiritual, you don't need to be aware of it. It just happens naturally, honestly. But you are literally looking to your life's peak, to your best life, to your best own version, to your life's purpose and fulfillment, and feeling satisfied and like with a whole heart. You're constantly moving towards that direction in both in sleeping time and then also wakeful time. There's a lot of metaphysical support on this as well. I'm guessing there's a lot of ancestry shit being reworked because this isn't just you. Like this concerns a bigger part of you that draws into your metaphysical like soul family and identity and presence and all of those things, honestly. It's kind of like a serious rebirth. Phoenix Rising, kind of also like in a big illumination. You know how in your life you might just have these light bulb moments that really shatter your understanding of how things work or life or other things. This is kind of speaking to the same thing. So you've understood that you don't really need to hold on to the things that you're holding on to, and they would be better left just as they are without trying to make them work for you or serve you in some way because it is what it is. Some things resonate, some things don't, and you're just prepared now to have that release and exposure into a different lifestyle and experience and a different way of treating yourself and your world and people. But it is kind of like I need to let go of, like I need to swap some shit out. I need to let go of this. I need to call this in. I need to test if this is like, on par or if it's being detrimental to me or whatever. But you're always going to be moving towards like happier times, less obstruction of that, more freedom, and more individualized, personalized like moments within yourself as well as just day to day and everything. Could be a really good vacation coming up as well, especially if you've not planned it. If you've planned one, well, there we go. But if you've not planned one, you might be surprised by the end of the summer and see yourself in a really good weekend week kind of vibe where it's like, oh my God, I can actually feel this and breathe and that's it. Like I don't need to do anything or whatever. Top and bottom? Honestly, top and bottom is literally speaking about like, oh shit not being the way I needed or wanted or not being like my happy vibe or resonant with me or what do you call it? Harmonious with me. Boom, I'm running away from it. I'm getting the fuck out. I'm just flying away. I'm letting myself be free. See ya, motherfuckers, next time, not next time. This is not my frequency. This is not for me. I want to express myself, be colorful, lifeful, alive, and feel like things are moving in the way that I need them to as I'm going where I want to be. So, yeah, that's a really, really nice message, honestly. Um, Anything else? Oh, some people are going to try and like tempt you to choose them or their side or their reality or whatever like the paradigm was that you're leaving and make it about like, oh, you're doing something wrong, like this is where you should stay and this is safe and like what about me and etc. Like they're going to be acting from their shadow trying to get you into false sun energy. So but I think you're already prepared for that. It's not anything news or surprising. It shouldn't be, unless you're thinking like of cutting off people and then you're not expecting this, right? But overall, I think this is just a heads up of like you already know what's happening, so just keep the faith and understanding that you're where you need to be and you can set those boundaries and you don't need to play ball with anyone unless you really feel like it. So that's about it. That's about it. So yeah, I guess that's it. Thank you so much for getting a reading from me. I hope you've enjoyed. I hope this resonated, and let me know if you want to. If you don't, it's fine too. I'm going to move on to pile number three, and I wish you the very best, amazing vibes you can ever imagine or conceive or comprehend or not comprehend. So yeah, thank. Why are my cameras fucking glitching today? You know what? I'm just gonna leave it. I'm just gonna leave it. See ya. Hello, pile number three. So you chose the only reversal, which is that when I accept the love of the universe as my primary teacher, I will always be guided back to the light. It's interesting. I think you're in a bit of a darker era of yours, I'm gonna be honest. Not that it's bad necessarily, but it's not like love and light and positivity and meditation, whatever higher vibes like that, higher, lower. It doesn't feel negative, but it does feel a bit nonchalant, I don't give a fuck type of vibes. Like, I don't care what you think, I don't care what you need or what you want, I don't care. I don't care. I'm just gonna do and be, and that's about it. It's kind of like when you're very fed up and it's really easy to act out of that because you really are at that point where it's not really registering, right? In terms of that. So it does feel like, when there's spirals up in life in general as you're ascending or, I don't know, moving forward or living or changing or shifting, you obviously don't just elevate and get better. You revisit the old parts of yourself that were once, big wounds or have healed now and or scars and or just old behaviors, old timelines, and then you split out of them into a higher timeline, right? So in terms of that, it's kind of like you're going to be spiraling up in general, but you're kind of going on that backwards bit on the U-turn where it's like revisiting old attitudes, mindsets, and vibes, and then just I don't know what happens after that. I think you just need this period of seeing things from a different perspective where it's not as like, oh yeah, all of that. It's more like, oh shit. Okay, I'm just gonna be real and honest and fed up and a bit, in my darker colors, because you just need that. After that, what you decide, how you shift, how you change, whether you let go something, alchemize it, transform it, or otherwise, that's gonna be a question for the future. But in a whole general sense of things, I don't think you really. I don't think you really, yeah, are open to just being that light version of yourself or even fake light version of yourself. So, yeah, I think this is just for the summer. Goddamn Jaguar jumps out. Of course. Yeah, it's basically like the purpose of this is to seek higher knowledge and wisdom and understanding about your shadow, your darkness, your truth, your wisdom behind it, and also like what light really truly is after the fact of you going dark mode or, kind of being a little bit more spicy and saucy as yourself and not really I'm not saying that you'd be rude, but not as polite or not as people pleasy or not as considerate, right? There's levels of where obviously that's needed and essential good, but then there's also parts of it where we can compromise ourselves. And I think you're just going from possibly like one extreme or one feeling of, desired perfection within social life and your life and how you treat it, and you're going towards the other extreme just to see and let go and not to be focused like on a version you're supposed to be or what you were pretending to be like or what you thought was the right thing to do. Instead, you're like, this is just real and honest and I'm gonna sneeze, god damn it. I don't know if you were gonna sneeze, but I kinda want to sneeze. It went away, I think. I was really fucking close. Anyway, anywho. In general, this is a necessary weaving. I think there's just like a hidden part to it where you could kind of slip, but I don't think you will. I don't feel like you will. I can see and feel an edge you're not close to, but you're gonna be around, and I don't think you're gonna be going off the edge. I think you're going to be staying in the center of what is your like core truth and reality and understanding and like authenticity and genuinely to the core, who you are being that without any filters or over considerations of people or environments that are, around you. Because at the end of the day, I don't think this is going too dark. I think this is just not playing the game anymore. Yeah, it's not playing games. It's kind of being real and honest with yourself and your life primarily, and then that stretches out and can kind of create some dissonance. I'm not gonna lie. Some people might react very critically and negatively to you, but as long as you keep this awareness of what you're doing and where you are and all of that, and you're not going out of your way to harm anyone, just go for it. It's gonna be definitely an interesting summer. Might feel a little bit nostalgic or loopy at points, but it's still moving forward. So wait, this is interesting. What the fuck is this about? Okay, okay. So I'm not gonna divinate the top and the bottom, but you can check it out if you get any messages. Let's have it upright so you can see it better. Come on, do your job. Thank you. So yeah, yet again, Not expressing yourself as a light version or the one that's constantly wizened and has their shit together and is like always the what was it called? The better or higher person, right? Like you're not taking the high road. There we go. You're not the person that's always going to take the high road. You're just going to be yourself. And that those times are going away. This is going to be like a whole process and a culture shock type of thing, identity shock thing to others. To you, it's pretty much like cut dry, like this is it. But I don't think you're going to be as people pleasy, as soft, as open, as approachable as you were before, which isn't a bad thing. I don't think you're going to try to be always right, correct, or the perfect version of yourself, or even spiritually aligned to whatever ideas it would be that it's like, oh, this is how you should act or live life, or this is what is a woke person, and this is what is a, sleeping person, or whatever. I like it. Shaking up the fucking game, honestly. Well, in general in life, we need a lot more authenticity, whether it's like positive or negative. If you're ignoring the good or the bad or whatever, it does create issues, right? So this is kind of like honestly coming back from that facade and social normality type of mindset and just being like honest and real and good and yeah, just starting from the darker side of it rather than the light. But best of luck to you. I think this is going to be a very interesting summer timeline for you. I think you're going to have a lot of like personal answers about yourself and your identity by the end of the summer. And in general, I think you're going to really be enjoying yourself and seeing how the same situations treated differently by your attitude create a whole new paradigm to live in for you as a whole life in reality. So yeah. And yeah, just remember that you are learning and you are obviously aware and conscious and you have like wisdom and knowledge, but you are observing and learning something new. So that's not really gonna get out of the situation you're currently in. Regardless of how far you progress through it, it's gonna continue. It's gonna continue. I guess you're just gauging how much fire you have, right? Or how much sting or how much attitude or whatever it is for you, right? It can like the Jaguar is shadow. It can be so many things, but it's a tamed shadow. It's actually having your shadow balanced out. Especially with these cards, is it's having awareness and understanding and like deeper observation behind it, integration. All right, I think that's everything. I think that's everything. Thank you so much for getting a reading from me today. And I hope you have a beautiful time, day, night, whatever it is. And I hope to see you again next time. Wishing you amazingness and peace out. Hello, pile number four. Welcome in. Hope you're having a good one. So, you got the card, My Energy Creates My Reality. What I focus on is what I will manifest. Uh, Lots of shit happening with this card and vibe. Some of you are, I'm just gonna say wizards or warlocks or mages or witches or something, just spiritualists potentially, that are quite, you're practicing, you're practicing. I'm gonna keep it at that. But in general, it feels like you're going to be living your best life, your best version. The experience in the summer that you've always wanted, you're going to be meeting special people that are going to matter a lot to you, even if you don't keep those relationships. Maybe it's a momentary thing, maybe it's something else. They're gonna stay as like this positive vibe and feeling that carries you onward for a really long while. And I think in general, this summer, you will have memories for a lifetime created and connections, not just within yourself or around with people or those moments, but also with your higher self. There's going to be something that clicks into you or inside of you that makes it very much obvious when you are working with divine energy or God, like your guides or God, apparently. I did not want to say that, but it just came out. Guides or God or your higher self or in general, like the universe and higher spiritual beings is how it's coming across. There's going to be some type of awareness about how and what you're creating down here as you're living your best life and why it's important. It's going to create an easier focus for you to keep manifesting that, to keep on going there, because this is like really speaking to being like completely lit up, completely out there, expressive, open, honest, genuine, and in the zone and the vibe as you're flowing through life. It's not easy for some of you because I think there's a bit of a shock considering like that in the past you've had a lot of misconceptions of joy. You've had a lot of issues coming from where you come from. I don't know, it could be anything, childhood, family, parents, ex fiancés, ex partners, ex friends. Something you've like surpassed and mastered and come out of was a really big hit to you. It was fucking painful. You did not think you were gonna get up after the last hit you got, and now it's possibly for some of you a little bit tricky to trust the good times because your mind is still on alert of like, when is the shoe gonna drop? What's happening? Am I really safe? Can I really trust this? Or am I just imagining shit where, it's not what I think it is? So I witness the darkness and call upon the light with my prayer. Thank you, universe, for guiding me to perceive this fear through the eyes of the teacher of love. Then we also have I honor how I want to feel. And then we also have my happiness is a direct reflection of my level of faith in the universe. So it's a really interesting mix. I thought that maybe not all of you are having issues accepting joy, peace, and happiness and prosperity, but it feels like it's more of a unanimous energy here. So 50-50 at least. But as you're going to be noticing the old triggers pop up, the old fears, the old whatevers, you're going to learn and understand how you want to feel, and that is just something that's being like healed. It's you've done already a lot of healing and work and inner reworking, etc. But it's just like I guess the last drops of what was coming out and finishing up, I guess. And then you realizing like, oh, it's all swapping out, it's all ebbing and flowing. So this becomes my new norm, this happy life, this happy time, this happy vibe. And the old stuff is going away, but it's affected you enough for it to still have literally just like residue. It's not, unless you have like one little ping of a feeling currently, like right now somewhere. If you don't, you don't. But if you do, that would be like the last thing you need to drop or release or let go, and that can be either metaphysical, physical, that can be literal items, or could be just a conversation you have with your therapist, friends, something like that. And you're going to honestly be stepping into the understanding that you can have confidence because currently you are kind of flying by a prayer and not even having an easy time with faith or trust in the universe, world, or circumstances or your luck because you've really you've kind of like knuckled it through something that's left a mark, honestly, and it's only now really opening up your whole new life to a person that you've always wanted to be like or with or both, and a lifestyle that really calls to you. Yeah, it's hard to let go and understand that those are circumstances where those circumstances they do not define you, they do not mean anything particularly per se, but I think you just have a lack of trust and confidence in yourself and the world because you had that, because that was where you were going. So, yeah, keep surrendering, keep trusting the point of it, and things are going to be fine and work out. And I swear my camera is not making me happy today. Urgh. Anyway, you know what? I'm just gonna take it as a sign. I'm not gonna try and turn my camera back on. I'm gonna turn it off. And I'm gonna thank you for being here, having this reading with me. Um, gonna wish you the very best, as much luck as possible, to trust yourself, to believe in the process, and to know that better things are coming for you, and that you can let go and feel all right and safe and good right now, and know that that's going to co-create within your reality, and you will start having trust and faith in yourself and the world. So, yeah. Thank you so much. You have a beautiful time, beautiful day. Great, great vibes, and I will see you next time, hopefully. Thanks.